What's up, YouTube? Today I am going to be showing you how to do a left front axle on a 2007 Toyota FJ Cruiser. Now this video is going to apply to most of your Toyota FJ Cruisers, your Toyota Sequoias, your Tundras, and a few other different models like the Lexus Sport Utility and most Toyotas with a 4-wheel drive system. Anyway, let's get started. First thing you're going to need is a 35mm for the axle nut, a 19mm for the lower ball joint bolts, a 17mm swivel to take your caliper off, a 12mm to take your brake line off, a 10mm to take your ABS sensor out of the way, cutting dikes to get your cotter pin out, a hammer, and a punch to take your dust cap off. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to take the caliper out of the way. First, let's take this 12mm bolt out to get the brake line out of the way. Sorry about the noise. I'm not the only one here. I'll try to talk louder so you can hear. Take your 12 off. Put it. I like to use a magnetic tray to keep my bolts from getting lost. So now that we got that secured, I'm going to go ahead and take this 10mm off right here to get the ABS wire out of the way so it doesn't tear and damage that wire, because that ABS sensor is very expensive. That off. Nut off the top where it bolts to the control arm. Bolts aside. Let's go over here. We're going to unplug our sensor. Grab you a pick or a center punch, because the locking tab for this guy is recessed. You can't get to it. So take that wire loose. Now we're going to take our caliper off. Get you a pry bar right there. Now set that aside. Go ahead and take your rotor off. Set that aside. Get this ABS wire completely out of our way. Pop those clips out. Now let's set that aside. It won't hurt it to let it hang. That brake line is under so much, a little bit of weight on it ain't gonna hurt it. If you've been told differently. I've been doing this for 25 years and I've never damaged the brake line by letting the caliper hang. So go ahead and take your two 19mm lower ball joint bolts loose. One here. Put them in pairs so you know they go together. I don't need to do that. I'm just doing it for y'all. I've been doing this long enough so I can remember where most bolts go. Can't talk today. Alright, now that that's loose, you'll be able to pull that away. This is going to give you access to be able to pull your axle out of the bearing and the hub right here. So now take your center punch. There's a spot on here already. Try not to puncture a hole in this cap. Once you get behind it, you can hit it on the corner right here. It's okay to dent it a little bit. Just don't knock a hole in it. And we'll put that in there. And now we're going to take our cotter pin out. This is what the cutting dikes are for, if you were wondering in the beginning. Put them on the corner right here and just pull like that. Take that off. Now your 35mm. Take the axle nut off. Now get your hammer. Pull that out. Now, you might get lucky and be able to take your pry bar and put it behind the axle. But I'm not going to be that lucky, so these snap in tight. So I'm going to raise the vehicle up higher so I can get on the back side of that axle. Yeah, it's the first car of the morning. It's 7:30 and I'm doing an axle already on this big truck. Definitely get your blood flowing. And the customer's waiting too, so when they're waiting I try to get them done as quick as possible. Take your hammer, get behind the axle. Get you an indexable pry bar, one you can hammer on with the metal tip. Alright, it's starting to drip a little fluid. That's okay. You don't lose enough fluid to worry about having to top it off. There, she's out. Don't worry about that. That's just the dust ring. It comes on. A new one comes on the axle. The quicker you are, the less fluid you lose. Just get it nice and seated in there until you start feeling it grab. And take your hammer, so you don't damage the threads. Screw your nut on backwards. And just hammer it in. Till well, it's seated